My name is Cheri McShea. I'm the physical therapist at the Hemophilia Center of Western Pennsylvania. Today we're going to talk about guidelines for physical activity. According to the research, the benefits of physical activity for youth are improved motor development, bone health, weight, cardiorespiratory and muscular fitness, and cognition. Also, there's a reduced risk of depression. For adults, some of the benefits include lower risk for hypertension, type 2 diabetes, high cholesterol, heart disease, stroke, several different kinds of cancer, depression, dementia, falls, and fall-related injuries. Other benefits include improved sleep, bone health and physical functioning, slowed or reduced weight loss, particularly when combined with less calories, and prevention of weight gain following initial weight loss. For people with bleeding disorders, research has shown that there's a reduced risk of joint bleeds, therefore reduced financial burden and stress, also improved range of motion, strength, mobility, self-esteem, and quality of life. Physical activity can come in different forms. It can be exercise, functional activity, or sport. They all have value to our health. Some of the benefits of physical activity include aerobic, muscle strengthening, bone strengthening, coordination, balance, and flexibility. Aerobic exercises where there's repeated movement of large muscles, such as in walking or running or riding a bike. That helps to improve our heart and lung function, circulation, and our mood. Muscle strengthening is when there's repeated movement against resistance. So that could be exercising with weights, with resistance bands. It could be shoveling outside. That helps to improve muscle strength, endurance, and power. And it also helps to regulate our blood glucose or our sugar levels. Bone strengthening exercises are exercises that there's impact or tension force on the bone. So that would be walking, running. It promotes bone growth and strength, and it reduces the risk of fracture as we age. Exercises that help to improve coordination and balance are ones that require precise accuracy and timing. That could be gymnastics, it could be Tai Chi, that can come in many different forms. So it not only increases our balance, coordination and balance, but it also reduces our risk for falls and injuries. And then there are stretching or flexibility exercises where there's prolonged, gentle stretching of the muscles. It helps to reduce muscle tension and help improve joint range of motion. It also helps to reduce the risk of a muscle injury, such as a pulled muscle or a strained muscle. Most forms of physical activity have multiple benefits. For example, walking, as we mentioned, has aerobic, muscle strengthening, bone strengthening, coordination, and balance benefits. Probably one of the only exercises that truly is unilateral are the stretches. And that is just a slow, gentle stretching at the end of your workout. Many of us were taught that we should do that at the beginning, but there's actually more benefit at the end after your muscles are warmed up. We like to measure physical activity so we know how much we're getting and how much benefit we're getting. The three parameters typically are intensity, frequency, and duration. Intensity can be light, moderate, or vigorous. Light is when you can talk and sing if you wanted to. Moderate would be where you can talk, but you're too breathless to sing. And vigorous is where you can say a few words, but you're too breathless to carry on a conversation. Frequency is usually measured in number of times per week. and duration is typically measured over the amount of time that you performed physical activity over the course of a day. It used to be believed that you had to get all of your activity at once and you needed a certain amount to have benefit. We now know through research that that's not true. Physical activity throughout the day counts. So if you get 5 or 10 minutes in the morning, 5 or 10 minutes in the afternoon, and then 5 or 10 minutes in the evening, that all adds up to provide health benefits. Preschool children, those aged 3 to 5, should be physically active throughout the day in a variety of different physical activities. This helps with their motor development, it helps with their cognitive development, as well as all the other health benefits that we mentioned. School-aged children, those who are 6 to 17 years old, should be involved in physical activities that are age-appropriate, fun, and varied. They should be getting at least 60 minutes of moderate to vigorous activity per day. The vigorous aerobic activity should be at least 3 days a week. They should have muscle strengthening activity at least 3 days a week. And they should have bone strengthening activity at least 3 days per week. This can come in the form of organized sport, but it does not need to. Playing outside, running, jumping, all of that counts. For adults, the guidelines really are to move more and sit less. Some physical activity is better than none, and any amount of physical activity has health benefits. Many people are very busy, don't have a lot of time to go to the gym or exercise per se. But again, move more, sit less, and there's going to be benefit. Research has shown that for adults, there is substantial health benefits when you exercise or have physical activity for at least 150 minutes a week of moderate aerobic exercise, or 75 minutes per week of vigorous aerobic exercise, or a combination of two. That physical activity should be spread throughout the week, and it should also include muscle strengthening at least 2 days per week. Older adults should include balance exercises as well. Adults with health conditions, and this includes those who have bleeding disorders, should be as physically active as your abilities and conditions allow. You should also be under the care of a healthcare provider and consult with a healthcare professional about types of exercise that are appropriate for you. Some people with bleeding disorders, if the bleeding disorder is mild or they've had access to factor products most of their life, may have minimal problems and can pretty much do what anybody else does. However, a lot of people with bleeding disorders were born before there was access to good factor products, and they've had a series of events that have made it very difficult to be physically active. If this is the case, please make sure that you reach out to me, and we can talk about what your different challenges are and how we can work through those. And of course, with any physical activity for anybody, safety is really important. If you have a health condition, be under the care of a healthcare provider. Consult with a healthcare provider about the type and amount of exercise that is right for you. Increase your physical activity gradually to avoid injuries or health complications. And this is true for everybody. Yes, that 150 minutes per week of moderate exercises may be the goal, but you don't need to do that in a week or two. Think of that as a long-term goal over the course of 6 months or a year. Choose physical activities that are appropriate for your current fitness level. Use proper equipment and protective gear. Follow rules and policies. and make sensible choices about where, when, and how to be physically active. If you are injured, and that includes a joint or muscle bleed, if you are ill, or if you are impaired, avoid moderate or vigorous physical activity. So our take-home message today is that physical activity provides many physical and mental health benefits. If you have a health condition, discuss increasing your physical activity with a healthcare provider before starting. Some physical activity is better than none. Choose activities that you enjoy so that you'll stick with it. Start low, progress slow to avoid setbacks, and avoid moderate or vigorous physical activity if and when you are injured, ill, or impaired. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video today. If you have any questions or any concerns, please don't hesitate to give me a call at the Hemophilia Center. Thank you.